Good day, everybody. This is the Ecclesiarch here, back to you with some more Warpforge. So first of all, sorry for the absence of content lately. I've been having another busy week, but this week we're gonna have much more content. And what a way to start out the content than one of the things that I hate the most in the world. And never thought I would end up doing a video on it, but one of my viewers has been viciously requesting daily that I do this video, so fair enough, I shall. And this is the Scarab deck. Okay, so now in my opinion, this is the most terrible deck that exists in Warpforge, not because it's specifically overpowered, but mostly because I think that it is a kind of a stupid deck. Now, stupid because currently, in the current state of the game, first of all, this is very unreliable. This is a type of deck that you will either succeed like really easily with when you're facing something that can't really answer what you're doing, or you're gonna have specific matchups where you're just not gonna be able to win. Let's say, for example, sisters who are just gonna play Hallowed Martyrs, in which case you can just directly surrender, or maybe you play against the Ultramarines who played a Hail Strike or something. So there's a lot of things that really hard counter the Scarab build, but at the same time there are some things that really can't do much about it, because the whole point of this build is that you just play the Scarabs, you multiply it, the reason you play Orikan is because he has consistency and his ability is very cheap. So for those of you who don't know, the Scarab just costs 1 and has an artifice, which means whenever you use a tactic, you're just multiplying them. And with Orikan, you could technically have a full board turn 1, which a lot of factions or warlords really cannot deal with. Now, let's talk a little bit about the strengths and weaknesses of this deck, more specifically. So, EG actually added a very cool thing here. They added these colors to the deck. So, technically, what I have been doing in the intros, they kind of made my life easier by doing this. So, instead, now we're going to have a discussion on the strengths and weaknesses on the deck. This way, I'm going to be opening this up. We'll see like the number of legendaries, epics, commons, and so on in the deck like this, and I will just be discussing the strengths and weaknesses. Well, first of all, as you can see, the deck is not very expensive. I only have 2 legendaries in there, being the Chronomancer and the Ophydian, and Orikan himself is not legendary either. So yeah, he's an epic warlord, so you only need 2 legendaries, and even these, I don't know if like they're really that necessary. I just like the Ophydian because it's gonna help you a little bit of with the aggro, because the Scarab deck is an aggro deck. Otherwise, you do have quite a few epics here. I really like Hyperlogical Strategist because now it costs 1 and it also generates another stratagem for you. So it's kind of like very there's like no reason not to run this, because this is like very good value. We got the Damaged Hexmark just to have a little bit of finishing power with this deck, which I think is necessary. Plasmancer, same reason, with that good artifice, and Scythe Assault for a little bit of AoE, right? Mostly you're playing it around Scarabs. You got your Scarabs and you got your Spyder's Nest. This is where you're mostly going to be summoning your Scarabs from. And then, using the Reconstitution Protocol, you can bring them back and multiply them again. You have a lot of cheap tactics just to multiply them. You got the Reconstruction Protocol, you got the Extermination Protocol, Hyperlogical Strategist, you got your own Warlord ability, and we got 2 Protection Protocols as well. Some people actually like to exchange it with the healing, but I kind of like this one better because it can also act as a resurrection. So mostly, you're going to be dropping those Scarabs, and you're looking to also play Lokhust Destroyer with them because it's absolutely nuts, because it can deal a ton of damage with the Scarab. So mostly the way you're looking to win is either to just overwhelm your opponent by damaging them with 4 Scarabs every turn and then multiplying them again, because if you got 8 Scarabs on the board, you can attack with 4, then use an ability and you have 8 again. You use the Lokhust Destroyer just to deal damage every single time something dies, including your units, or you use the Self-Destruct, because on the full board, Self-Destruct basically deals like 24 damage, which is absolutely insane. So there's not really much to learn about this deck. It's like pretty simple. Not really difficult to play. All you really need to know is not to mess up your combos and understand your matchups. The strengths of this deck is that it's very simplistic, it's quite cheap, and it can also be super overwhelming for those opponents that really don't get lucky enough to get early AoE. Another strength of this is that it can keep rebuilding the board no matter how many times you stop it. There's also another strong side, which is basically Orikan, which means that he has the consistency with his ability. And the weak side is obviously the fact that you are very weak against AoE, especially factions that have access to multiple AoE. And another weakness of this Warlord is definitely the fact that it is kind of, again, inconsistent into matchups. It has like a problem with this build depending on what it faces. And also you cannot use one of the strongest Necron cards, which is the Tomb World, which I always consider as a bit of a weakness for any Warlord. So now without further ado, let's just dash right in and let's just see what's gonna happen here. So there's supposed to be a lot of Aeldari. You're not bad against the Aeldari, actually. Okay, we got the orks. That's an interesting one. So we switch everything except Extermination. Always want to leave that Spyder Nest, and you always get Divination of Men here. The reason you always get Divination of Men here is that this can help you with that turn 1 full board combo. Now, it's not too bad against orks, to be honest. It's quite alright against the orks, I think, because orks don't really get that much AoE. They get some for sure, but I don't think they get enough for it to really matter. So I'm not going to use Hyperlogical Strategist yet. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this. Maybe get the Scythe Assault or actually get the Skorpekh Destroyer if I need it, and I'll just pass. I want to keep Hyperlogical for next turn. So what I really want to do here is... So you want to save your stratagems. You don't want to use your stratagems too actively. Otherwise, you might get some problems. So this is what I'm going to do now. Look at this. So we're going to drop the Spyder's Nest. We're going to do Divination, which means that we're going to get another 2 Scarabs. We're going to shoot this guy. And in this case, we're going to shoot the Extermination Protocol because we don't want that thing gone. And voila. Suddenly, we have a ton of Scarabs on the board. Now, Gaskell's going to have a hard time clearing all of that because orks don't really get that much AoE unless he plays a Squig. So Squig is the natural answer to the Scarabs. They do play quite a bit of Squigs, but again, he needs to have it on demand. That's the problem. So he just needs to have it exactly when he needs it, which means that it's not that likely, right? So what are we going to do here? I think what we do here is quite simple. We're going to do this. We're going to attack him. Boom. Boom. Then we're going to attack him again. So we're going to multiply. Let's... Ooh. No, we could get Disruption Blades, but the problem with Disruption Blades... Let's actually get it. Is that it no longer gives, like, big damage to you unless you're specifically playing Destroyers. No, that's fine. And we multiply again. Oh, there's the Lokhust. And he's gonna take a ping as well. Boom. So for 5 energy, again, there's not much he can do. Well, there's that, obviously, but, you know, that's only gonna kill 1. Well, 2 because of the Stomp. So here's the thing, I really wanted to self-destruct here, but I don't think that's gonna be happening. So, let me actually do something here. Okay, that's good. And maybe just do this. So this way, if he starts killing my Scarabs, now he's gonna take a lot of damage from the Lokhust Destroyer, which is good. He could play the Squig Buggy here, which we do not mind, because in that case I will just self-destruct. There's a Squig Buggy. As expected. Okay. You know, I'm thinking... What is the right play? I think I know what's the right play. We do this. Let's not attack with Orikan yet. Get a Plasmancer. And now we self-destruct. Because first the self-destruct's gonna happen, and then he's gonna blow up the stuff. So he still takes a ton of damage from all of this. And the whole squig problem is solved. By the way, he might take even more damage now to the face, so it's still possible. Well, or everything might go into my face, who knows? Nope, we're fine. And we're just gonna bash him there. And now we have the Damaged Hexmark. The Damaged Hexmark can finish the game here. Possibly. So don't forget, whenever you do the explosion, first the whole explosion triggers and then's gonna be all the AoE. So even if you're playing against sisters and they have hollowed martyrs, you can still do the same thing. You can still pull off the explosion and then it's gonna be all the pings, right? So, okay, yeah, that's not gonna help him. Because I can just play the Damaged Hexmark here. And it is going to be GG. Unless the Damaged Hexmark decides not to finish the game, which in that case would not be our fault, it would be EG's fault. But fortunately, it acted correctly here and it finished the game. I think mostly the AI will always finish the game if it can, unless it's like breaking any specific rules. So there is that. Okay, so let us continue. Yeah, mostly against orks, especially if they're not running like squigs, it's very effective. And the worst thing that they can do against you is if they're running just squigs in their deck, basically. So it's quite possible. Like I'm talking about like squig as a drop. Okay, now we have these guys, and these guys honestly also kind of suck against scarabs.
Your pitiful mortality will be your ruin.
Accept our gift of
You know,
or face the wrath of the
you know what I could do here actually? I could just... Yeah, I think I'm gonna be an ass here. I'm just gonna do this real quick. Hello. And the worst part is, if he's gonna be giving me sabotages, I'm just gonna use it against him, because it's basically extra stratagems for me to use, so it's pretty funny. Yeah, Lokhust is okay, but it's not that good, because realistically, what the hell are you stunning, right? Like, what are you gonna stun? Do you know what I'm gonna do here, actually? I'm gonna abuse it a little bit. I'm gonna get another Scarab. So, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna attack with these four as well, so that I can deal the maximum amount of damage I can as soon as possible, so that I can kind of finish the game before our opponent becomes a problem, which is possible. So, you mostly want to be doing that. As you guys can see, this is absolutely stupid. We're gonna have some matchups where we're just gonna automatically lose. And I'm looking forward to seeing those matchups, to be honest. But in a lot of cases, as you can see, especially against like two factions that don't really get early AoE, this is it. What he needs to have here is the explosive with the... what's it called again? Sabotage? No, what's the other thing called? Ambush or whatever. And needs to backstab it, basically. Otherwise, it's not really gonna do much for him. Okay, I think we get rid of this guy. We don't really want to have that on the board. And Let's get self-destruct, actually. Because why the hell not? What's that thing called, guys? The other special ability of this. I forgot. Ambush? Okay, whatever it is. Maybe he'll play and we'll see. I totally forgot what the hell that's called. Well, you are gonna get a lot of neophytes out of that, which is obviously good, because neophytes are a good answer to all of this, but might be a little late, honestly. We'll see. You know, I might just blow it up. I don't know, man. I might just... Nah, maybe wait another turn. We really don't need to do that, I think. That kind of sucks, what happened there. I'll be honest about it, that kind of sucks. So I'm gonna leave some scarabs on the board. And we're gonna see what we can do. Maybe I should have just used the self-destruction, I don't know. But this guy living is an issue. Oh, your troops cost 1 less. Okay. So he's gonna have 4 of those. That's gonna be a lot of hits, I think. And based on how lucky we can get, we could still pull it off. Okay, there it is.
The day of
Didn't do much yet.
The day of ascension approaches.
There's another one.
The day of ascension
Unless he has
approaches.
even more. Okay, okay. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Ah, very good hits. Okay, let me see now what we can do about this. So if we just multiply the oh, he has more. Okay. So maybe he had some in his hand. Oh, he's got even more. Yikes. Oh, I think we're gonna get there punished earlier than we had thought, gentlemen. Let's me see if there is something I can do about this. There's really not much I can do about this, I guess. He has us. Oh, GG. GG, GG. Yeah, this is actually the only real answer I think they have to your scarabs. Unfortunately, I really wasn't able to remove this guy with my AoE. I think that's my mistake. I should have definitely self-destructed that. And with self-destruct, then I would have finished it with the... him with the Damaged Hexmark. I think that was a misplay there. That's kind of, I think, the lack of experience with scarabs on my part. So yeah, I think we could leave. Still getting the divination.
Time is my weapon. Your
No problem there.
mortality will be your ruin.
You will embrace the Tauva, or be destroyed.
I think what we do is this. And I think we also play the divination in advance. So that next turn, I can play Ophidian plus use my ability. That's going to multiply the scarabs, as well as give me the Ophydian Destroyer in the stealth, which is pretty good. And he, for some reason, chose not to attack it, which is super weird, I'll be honest, but it is what it is. Maybe the reason why he chose that is because maybe he has the AoE card ready. Who knows? Even if he does have the AoE ready, we do get the Lokhust Destroyer, which is really, really good. Yeah, there's the Relentless Fusillade. And on top of that, we also have our Destroyer, so that is pretty good. It's gonna help us with the aggro. That's why I like running the Destroyer in this build. I think it's actually pretty good. And I'm still gonna multiply my Scarabs. Oh, self-destruct versus Spyder's Nest. I think we should get the Spyder Nest because there is a chance that he's holding another AoE, in which case I need to be able to answer him. Otherwise it can go south real quick. And this is always really good. This is something you're looking for to have in your early game. This really helps with the aggro. If I would say there is something really, really important to include in terms of legendaries, maybe it's this. So maybe he's gonna shoot one now. Yep. Now I can see that he has kind of made a decision. So we play this. We attack it. Do we multiply right away? Yeah, we multiply. Maybe we get the Chronomancer, sure. Why the hell not? And we do this. Alright. So we could have attacked with the remaining Scarabs as well, but now, seeing as he has already used his AoE ability, chances of him having a second is low. It's not 0, but it's low. Plus, if he does have an AoE, what he does is he attacks this and then does the AoE, and then I can just resurrect it with my what do you call it? Chronomancer. Yep. Now, if he needs to be smart about this and destroy the remnant. Yep. Otherwise, it would have been very, very bad for him. So I do get the Chronomancer, which is great. I'm still gonna just attack the guy. Not much to do here, and I think we just do this. We're just going to AoE, Hyperlogical, not AoE, but Generation, Hyperlogical Strategist. Heal this up. So, again, if he's saving an AoE, this would be a time for him to use it. Otherwise, he is getting a little bit dangerously low. That's pretty good. I'll actually take that gladly. So I also like that every turn he's kind of forced to take out the remnants of anything that... Okay, there you go. GG. Because he has to waste every turn like killing those remnants. That kind of puts me in a spot where my scarabs are safer, which I think is good overall. We got sisters. So this is the matchup where we're probably gonna get destroyed very easily, because there's not much you can really do against sisters with scarabs. So it's one of the losing matchups. But I mean, we're gonna try our best, obviously. But if they get Hallowed Martyrs, you can just hit the resignation button. So I think in this particular case, we just do this and we just whack them. By the way, in most cases I would not have chosen Raging Storm, but the reason I chose it because I had a very bad starting hand, as in I did not have any Scarab generations, so I needed something at least that would help me out with that. Okay, he actually chooses to pray here instead of doing something. So maybe what I do is this. Yep. This really helps, because we stop all the prayers. This is the turn when she gets her Seraphim. So could play Seraphim, trade it, and destroy both, but then I would resurrect. Oh, okay. This is getting interesting. Huh. I think that was a bug. Most probably that was a bug. I don't think he would have left there. I think that was a bug. Oh, Jane Czar. Alright. Jane Czar is an interesting one. No doubt.
Time is my weapon. Your pitiful mortality will be your ruin.
You face the storm of silence.
Probably does the stun. The stun really doesn't matter too much, but... Okay, I think we need to Hyperlogical Strategist here, because otherwise we're not really getting stuff. Undying Allegiance could actually be good. This could actually be pretty good. I'm actually gonna play that. This could actually be pretty good. Okay, Warp Spider, we'll take it. And we drop the Ophidian, we play Divination. And we just smack. Don't ever forget that your Divination sticks until the next turn, right? So this turn, if she tries to stun, she has nothing to play. She just plays the Warp Spider and goes back into her hand. Yep, there you go. Or she can replay the Warp Spider, which is also an option. But in that case, you do not get the stun. Okay, that went to my face. That's not the best thing that could have happened, but we'll take it. So we whack here. Now, honestly, Undying Legions would have been so good, but I think instead we could do this. Implacable Conqueror. This could actually be good, unironically. Which is pretty funny, but... And the healing on this thing is just amazing. Soon, I think Jane Czar is going to start spamming the stun, because she really can't have... She really can't have this stick around. He still goes face, I see. Alright. Still does the Warp Spider here. I'm actually thinking of not going Implacable Conqueror and instead doing this, which I think is great. We're really punching each other hard here. We should not forget that the Eldar have a very devastating ability to just kill you at 8 HP, so we gotta be very careful on how we go about that. Yeah, now it's gonna be stunned 100%. And it's not the correct target. That is unfortunate, but what you gonna do about it? Not much you can do about it. And we kind of have very little life here. We're on life support right now. So, what do we do is the question. We could play Implacable Conqueror and the Canoptek Scarab, which could be pretty good, or we could just drop the Chronomancer. Because I do have a little combo for him. I think I'm gonna do this just to maybe bait out an important piece. So here's the thing. She can't kill me next turn, right? She might. I have to still stay safe. So that shield is gonna be pretty good. There's the Eldritch Storm. That's what I wanted to bait from her. Oh, that's a wrong play, brother. That's a wrong play. If she had used the stun, she had a chance to take this out. I think what she needed to do there was certainly just try to stop the Ophidian there, because now I just take her out. I think Jane Czar was underusing her ability in this game. I'm not sure. But, well, it is what it is. You know what is the funny thing? I think we're mostly winning with Ophydian Destroyer rather than the Scarabs, but that's kind of it. That's why I kind of choose to run some other things as well. I do not think that it is a wise decision to be running Scarabs without any other win condition. I just don't think it works, man. I think it's pretty bad. Okay, we got Aqua. No friggin' way. We're against Aqua with his own thing. Okay, that's pretty awesome. That is pretty cool. So it might be that we play against Aqua with his own favorite build. Ooh. This could work. This could work at some point. Now, again, being unable to start off right away with the Scarabs is a problem. Because if he then has the healing in his hand, you kind of just lose. So, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, this is what I need. This is absolutely what I need, because it's mandatory that we explode those Scarabs, like, I think, right off the bat. So he can kill 3, which is not bad at all. I'd even say it's pretty good. Oh, he heals. Alright. I do not mind, my brother. I do not mind. So let's do this. Definitely getting the Damaged Hexmark here. Because as soon as I start blowing those Scarabs up, we'll need some finishing power. Like 100%. Or you know what else I could do? I could actually just play the Chrono here. Which is pretty funny. Do I Chronomancer here? Do I need to self-destruct? I'll be honest, gentlemen, I do not think I need to self-destruct here. I do not think I need to self-destruct this, boys. We'll get another Spyder Nest of something. So if he does heal here, we'll at least have some catch-up. And we kind of leave less spiders, so it's not the maximum amount of healing he can get. And don't forget, he only has 2 copies of those, and he really... Oh, he doesn't have it. So perhaps I made a correct risk. This could be really good. This could be catastrophic for our boy, actually. I think I actually want to explode this. I think it's time to explode this. This way, we make sure that we cash in without without the risk of him healing up like crazy. He needs a Vanguard here. Ah, that's a good game. That's game over. So we're playing against the Scarab Master himself, so... GG! GG and GG. Alright, I think that was pretty good. Let's play one more game. Let's play one more game as this. See what we can do. Emperor's Children. Emperor's Children, it's an interesting one, actually. This could really be good or bad, depending on whether or not he's running that 1 energy AoE, first of all. Darth Vader, okay.
Is my weapon. Your pitiful mortality will be your ruin.
So again, we do not have the start that we need here, but I think that is fine. And we can't really be aggressive versus Lucius now, can we? Oh. Oh. Don't mind if I do. Can I get the Spyder Nest? Now I think I can be aggressive versus him. The bad thing, however, is he might have the AoE. What was that? Ah, never mind. Thought I saw a very weird attack animation. What? Must be seeing things. It's weird that he chose not to... It's actually weird that he chose not to... destroy a Scarab there. I think in general you really want to be clearing these little shits as much as you can. It might seem a little bit desirable to just go face and finish Orikan off while you can, but I don't think that's reliable. Well, if he can't clear this turn, next turn he's in trouble, because I got the Lokhust Destroyer. Which just means that, yeah. Every time something dies, he's gonna... I might even sacrifice the whole board once I get the Lokhust Destroyer down there. Okay, Infractor Obsessionist. That is alright. Oh, shit. That's a smart play. But, well, not enough. Not enough indeed. Not enough indeed. Well, yeah, guys. So this is the Scarab deck. As you can see, as I said, you either get like completely shut down and you just lose, or you are just stomping over your opponent. This is not my favorite playstyle, as I said. I think it's kind of boring, but there are people who like it. So if you like it, well, check out my current take on it. I think this is the build that you kind of want to do, or something similar to this. You need your extra win conditions, you need your Ophydian, I guess, and you need your Hexmarks. Otherwise, you cannot just win simply by having a lot of Scarabs. I think like cards like the Canoptek Spider is a bait, for example. Like, it doesn't really provide you with what you need. It's just more Scarab generation. So, yeah, this is what it is. All right, guys. So, thank you for watching. Leave a comment and tell me what you think. There's going to be more content on the way very soon. And yeah, you have a great one. Please, Arc out.